Thanks for tuning in to the Cardinal Report, your weekly 30-minute look inside the world of North Central College athletics. I'm Justin Zipser. On this week's show, we check back in with the men's basketball team. Even though it was recently eliminated from CCIW tournament contention, the team still had plenty to play for against Wheaton College on senior night. But first, we take our usual look back into the week that was for the rest of NCC's athletic programs. After nearly 2 weeks off from competition, the wrestling team got back to work in a dual meet in Elmhurst against the Blue Jays. As we talked about with head coach Kevin Bratlin a few weeks ago on the show, the Blue Jays carried a deceptively poor dual meet record of 1-10 into the match. All the big hitters won for the Cardinals, including Nick Santos, Leighton Binion, Nathan Siegel, and Josh Tardy. But Elmhurst won its final 5 matches to claim the meet win 23-14. North Central finishes the regular season at 7-7 and 0-3 in the CCIW. The North Central indoor track and field teams hosted the Chicagoland Indoor Championships at the Res Rec Center. The 8th-ranked men finished first yet again. The win was highlighted by distance runners Johnny Crane and Troy Kelleher, who finished 1 and 2 respectively in the 3,000 meter. Both runners broke the facility record set back in 2010 by Kyle Brady. Crane has been honored with the CCIW Runner of the Week Award and the National Athlete of the Week Award, handed out by the United States Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. Abraham Oshipatan, Mustafa Uleu, and Femi Oyuwale each set personal best for the Cardinals. The women broke 4 school records in the meet en route to a second-place finish. Jackie McCown finished first in the 1,000 meter with a time of 3:06.16, while Madison Renfro finished the 60-meter hurdles in 9 seconds flat. The other 2 records came from Ebony Stallworth. Her weight toss throw of 51 feet and 3 inches and shot put of 45 feet and 4 1/4 inches broke records she had previously set for the school. In fact, her shot put number places her 4th on the best throw list in the nation this season. Women's basketball saw mixed results. On the 12th, North Central was a big underdog in Bloomington against Illinois Wesleyan, a team that at the time had only lost 1 CCIW contest. All the Lady Cards did was drop a school record 21 three-pointers in the win, 121-113. The Cards and Titans set a CCIW record for combined points in a conference game. Marissa Cladis led the way for NCC with 18 points in only 22 minutes. North Central followed that game up with a poor performance on senior night against Wheaton College. Shooting only 19% from the field, the Cardinals dropped the game to the Thunder 96-52. NCC hasn't beaten Wheaton in 5 years. Both teams wrap up their seasons in Elmhurst. On the other side of this break, we're joined by members of the men's team to reflect on senior night and look ahead to the Blue Jays next on the Cardinal Report.
Yes, ready.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
We're back with the Cardinal Report. Men's basketball head coach Todd Raridon joins us to get things started. First of all, Coach, congratulations. It was a fantastic victory on Saturday against Wheaton on senior night. And obviously, every single year you want to get a win on senior night and send out seniors. You know, last couple of years you've had such a great group of seniors year after year after year to send out in style.
Well, it was a good win. I was pleased for our seniors because it was their last home game. In Myrner, it was a good crowd, I thought. Great student support for them. It was just a game that we played extremely well, and we had to because Wheaton was tied in the conference lead. It was nice that we got a win that knocked them down to second place, and they still have a chance to win the conference, but at least we made it a little bit tougher on them. Yeah,
so like heading into that game, you're facing a team that's coming off a game against North Park. That's Wheaton. They scored over 100 points for the first time since 2010. They hit 17 three-pointers in that game, and like you said, conference leaders. They go out to a 10-0 run to start the game. You call a quick timeout, kind of calm things down. Do you remember what you said to the team to get things back on track?
Not really. No, I just knew. I mean, it's a long game, you know, and they did get off to a great start. Our defense was not very good, but they offensively, you know, they got the ball inside. They kind of controlled the inside early, which opened up things for them on the outside. And so, you know, we just had to readjust a little bit our defense, and you know, I think some of that too was with senior night and all that. I think maybe emotions and you're kind of souped up for the game, so to speak, and I think that, you know, we just had to settle down and get back, and we did. I mean, it wasn't like we had a 10-point shot that we could make one shot and it was 10 points, and we just slowly got back into it, and we got some good stops defensively. We controlled, you know, we had to control the three-point line, and I thought we did a really nice job against Wheaton, which you said is an excellent basketball team. They're a team that shoots a lot of threes, and I thought we did well defending the arc.
It's all about just chipping away at that deficit. Before we get too far into the show, let's hit the rewind button and head back to Saturday for senior night and North Central's final home game of the season against Wheaton College.
The Cardinals at home for senior night, and in Gamble, he's among 4 seniors being celebrated. No easy task for North Central against conference leaders Wheaton College. Tyler Peters leads the CCIW in points and assists per game. First possession of the game, and Peters shows you why. Just a few steps in from the volleyball line at Gregory Arena. 40 seconds later, it's Peters finishing off the Caleb DeMoss steal. 2 hands for safety. And Wheaton opens the game with a 10-0 run. But not to worry, Cardinal fans. NCC doesn't lay down. Kmiec is good as well from beyond the arc. Cards within 5. Gamble goes to the bench with 2 early fouls, but his sub, Kevin Hahn, fills in admirably. First, he brings NCC within 3 points with a triple. A minute later, it's Peters driving, but Hahn is waiting for him in the paint to draw the offensive foul. Peters goes to the bench with his second. Next possession, Hahn again from Kmiec for the lead. The sophomore with 7 first-half points off the bench in 13 minutes of work. And we're tied heading into the break. Later, Cardinals back in front. Burchett no good once more, but his teammates have his back again. Ball swung around to Hahn, who's good for the tough layup in traffic. Cards by 3. 2 minutes left. Gamble puts his imprint on the game. Only 7 points in 16 minutes with foul trouble, but 2 big ones here to put North Central up 5. The teams go back and forth into the final minute. Cards up only 2 with 45 ticks left, and they call on one of their seniors to send them hope. Kmiec from long distance, 2-possession game. Peters immediately tries to answer on the other end, but it's well short. NCC does its job over the final 30 seconds and escape with a win. Wheaton's 7-game winning streak is snapped on senior night.
When we had you on the show earlier this season, you kind of told us you were a little disappointed in the team defense. And heading here into the final game of the season against Elmhurst, how have you kind of seen the team defense evolve?
Well, been up and down, very similar to what our season's been like. You know, we've competed well against like Augustana, at Augustana, and played extremely well out there at the defensive end. Created a lot of our offense, I thought, and you know, it's been our trademark is let our defense create our offense. And this year, our team defense has not been where we would have liked it as a coach or coaches, and consequently, you know, that it shows in our overall record. And but you know, it's not like we've been blown out of games. I mean, we've always been in every game. We've just had a stretch, maybe 2 or 3 possessions late in the game where maybe we had to break down defensively. Consequently, it cost us. And you know, we're a team that probably, you know, we're playing 7, 8 kids at the most, and most of our starters really are playing 30+ minutes. So we have to slow the game down a little bit and get quality possessions every time, and that's at the defensive end and offensively. Like I said, it's been a matter of 1 or 2 breakdowns late in the game where we haven't had that quality possession at either end, and consequently it's cost us.
I mean, I think that's a good point, because overall, if you look at the CCIW kind of breakdown of teams defensively, you give up on average around 64 points per game, which is good for second in the conference, just to second to Augie, who only gives up around 62. So overall, pretty good team defense, but again, like you said, a couple of breakdowns in important areas. Over to offense, and this is an area which Landon Gamble and Vince Kmiec have kind of taken care of for the most part, and you told me last time on the show that you wanted to see a third scorer kind of come out and show some ability to do damage. And Jack Burchett is now averaging double figures in 10 points, and a couple of games back-to-back for Brandon Williams in which he scored 16 points. So we've kind of seen, maybe a little bit too late, but we've kind of seen some of these other scorers come out to help Landon and Vince.
Well, exactly. And I've felt all along, you know, Jack can help us. He's somebody that maybe is too unselfish. I mean, he's always looking to make the pass. He can attack the basket as well. He's, you know, he's 6'7", but yet he handles the ball extremely well. Can attack the basket off the dribble. He's a tough matchup for other forwards because of his size and his ability to handle the basketball. But you know, he's been somebody that's been our fourth option, it seems like, or fifth, and really he should be probably our third option. Brandon Williams the same way. I mean, Brandon has really stepped up his game, especially at the offensive end. Brandon's been an excellent defensive player since he's been here the last 2 years, but offensively he has really attacked the basket, has got his points in transition, whether it's in our half-court set or you know, just on a steal. And you know, he's got a lot of confidence in an offense right now, which he did not have a year ago. And unfortunately, because he would have really helped us at both, you know, at both ends a year ago in a bigger role than what he was. So, you know, those two guys, like I said, I think they're a big reason why, especially against Wheaton. I thought their numbers have increased, and that was a big reason why we won the game.
For sure. We got more to get through with Coach Raridon after the break. More TCR coming up next.
Hi, my name's CJ. A few years ago, my father became seriously ill. I did what I could do before he passed, but it took its toll. I lost my job, my house. I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't know when there'll be food on the table. How'd I do, CJ?
We could be twins.
Well, cousins, maybe.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Thanks for joining us back here on the Cardinal Report. Men's basketball head coach Todd Raridon is still with us for a few more minutes, and just sticking with the Wheaton game, a game offensively in which it was just a fantastic showing from your team, 65% from the field overall. What's the difference between when you guys are shooting like this and maybe some games where you struggle like the last time you played Wheaton at King Arena?
Well, you know, the first time we played Wheaton, I thought we played pretty well. We just hit a stretch for about 2 minutes there where they hit back-to-back threes. I mean, it was a tight game, and next thing you know, it's a 6-point game and with about 2 minutes to go. The difference this time, I thought, was, I mean, we played well. I thought Wheaton played well, you know, but we hit the shot when we needed to. You know, I thought we got a couple baskets inside. We got the free throw line, and then, you know, Vince steps up and hits a three. I think it's like a two-point game, something like that. We run a play for him that really was more of a backdoor play, and he circles all the way back around and comes out where he started and hits his three from the top of the key. And that's a backbreaker, you know. I mean, you all of a sudden now you panic from the other, if you're Wheaton, because you're trying to hit a three right away, you're trying to get back in the game, even though it's a 5-point game. And you know, I thought, and then we make free throws at the end. I thought our defense stepped up, controlled the 3-point line. They're late, where they, you know, that's their bread and butter is 3 points. So it was just, you know, it was 1 or 2 possessions, as I talked about earlier. We make the play this time, and at Wheaton they made the play.
So now 6 and 7 in the CCIW. You have a chance to even things up record-wise. Obviously, will not be making the postseason tournament, but can finish up on a positive note against Elmhurst. What have you kind of learned about your team throughout the CCIW schedule, and maybe what have you learned about the CCIW in general this season? It's been so strong.
Well, the CCIW, as I've always said, is extremely strong. I think that, you know, Carthage is much improved from where they were a year ago. They've added the Malcolm Kelly kid that's really helped them. He's averaging like 20-some a game. So that's helped them some. You know, I thought we could finish in the top 4. I was disappointed we did not. I mean, we had our chances, but we had to beat you know, the best teams. We were unfortunate we didn't split with Wesleyan, which we've had in the past. We split this year with Wheaton. We split with Augie. We did not split with Carthage, and so consequently that hurt us. And the Milliken game at our place hurt us. So the loss did, and that was early in the conference season. Unfortunately, we just didn't play well. But like I said, that's kind of been our season a little bit, is just kind of up and down. Unfortunately, I mean, we've played some great basketball. They've been fun to watch. But then there's been other times where it's like you know, the chemistry just not there every night out like you'd hope as a coach. Consequently, that's why you see us about 500.
Yeah, you definitely could see flashes during the season, but other times been a little difficult. With the win versus Wheaton, North Central has guaranteed itself an overall winning record. In fact, this class of seniors is the first under Coach Raridon to have a winning record all 4 years. Let's take a look back on why this class was so successful in this week's Cardinal Corner.
Back in 2010, a freshman from Joliet came to Naperville and made an immediate impact for the North Central College basketball program.
Being an incoming freshman, I really didn't know what to expect, but you know, everything's so far so good, and hope to keep it going this season.
Despite being green, Landon Gamble helped Cardinal Red to its first share of the CCIW regular season crown since 1990. He was named Midwest Region Rookie of the Year and ushered in a new era of success for NCC, along with fellow graduating seniors Vince Kmiec, Brandon Williams, and Pat Rourke.
Can't even begin to thank them enough for what they've done for the program. I mean, they took it from an average team to Sweet 16 to the Final Four last year.
Rourke and Williams have been steady influences over the past 2 seasons. Williams, in particular, has increased his level of play in his final year.
In the offseason, I practice a lot on shooting and just to be more confident out on the court.
I love this place. You know, I couldn't ask for a better 4 years here.
But it's Gamble and Kmiec in particular helping to reshape the program. Looking at the career records at North Central, you see their names. A lot. Kmiec holds the regular season and career record for steals, and is also 3rd all-time in career three-pointers made and 1st in free throw percentage. Gamble is top 10 in points, field goal percentage, rebounds, assists, and blocks. And by playing in the team's final regular season game of the season against Elmhurst, Gamble will break Derek Raridon's record of 111 career games played.
Right now we're playing for pride in ourselves, and you know, we want to get out there and have fun this last game for our seniors.
So looking back on this senior class, you've had maybe 4 straight years of seniors in which, you know, it's really going to hurt to lose some of these players. But this year you're losing Landon, Vince, your top 2 scorers, Brandon, who's really come on strong, and Pat Rourke, who's been very good defensively over his career. Are you prepared to see these guys leave Murner Fieldhouse after this season?
No, not at all. You know, like you said, they've been here 4 years. They've had winning records every year. They've been successful. They've either won a conference championships, conference tournaments, been in the Sweet 16, been in the Final Four. You know, what more can you ask of our seniors? But you know, it's sad that they have 1 game left and in their career, but at the same time, I mean, I'm sure that they're ready to move on with their life as well. But they put a lot of time and a lot of energy into our program and into North Central, and you know, I can't say enough about the way that they've presented themselves and the way they've improved the last 4 years for themselves, which obviously has helped our program.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at the way the team has gelled around some of these seniors over the course of the years, and it's been very fun to watch. Now, looking forward a little bit, you saw kind of flashes of what to expect for next season. Not to look too far ahead because you obviously haven't finished up this season yet, but Kevin Hahn came off the bench in that Wheaton game and provided really good minutes in place of Landon when he got into a little foul trouble, had 9 points and 4 assists as well. David Robinson provided good bench minutes as well. So you're kind of seeing some of these younger players get into action, making important minutes off the bench in preparation for next year and beyond.
Well, exactly, and you know, I mean, you start next year. You start with Jack Burchett, obviously, but we have to build around Jack, and we have a good nucleus as far as, like you said, David Robinson and Kevin Hahn, Tyler Sutton. We just need to continue to add some of our younger kids. You know, obviously the weight room is somewhere that they have to find between now and next season to compete in the CCIW, and they know that. I mean, it's not like I'm telling them a secret or anything like that, but they know it, and hopefully that will happen between now and then. But at the same time, you know, we have good pieces there. It's just a matter that we've been so used to having guys play for the last 3-4 years for us that we really haven't had a chance for other kids to step up. And now these guys, you know, you hope in your program you have kids that can come in and play right away and make things happen and step up. And I'm hoping this will happen with these guys.
And really, that as a coach, that's one of your main jobs, is to not only play the guys that you need to play, but also play for the future a little bit, and also play for recruiting as well. But again, have a chance to finish up over 500 overall, 7-7 in the CCIW. If you can finish up with a win at Elmhurst, good luck. Thank you for stopping by, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. More Cardinal Report is coming your way next.
Today is Saturday.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
We're back with more TCR. Now it's time to talk with the players. Senior Vince Kmiec and junior Jack Burchett on with us now. Guys, thanks for stopping by, first of all. Appreciate it. We'll start with you, Jack. We haven't had you on the show yet this year, but you've been an integral part of this team over the course of the season. 10 points per game, over 7 rebounds per game. You really kind of do it all. You're actually a very underrated passer as well. Uneven season for the team, as we talked about with Coach Raridon. Where do you kind of rank this as far as seasons that you've had with the team? This is your third.
Yeah, it's been, a tough one compared to the other ones. Freshman year, we started off real rough start to the season. I think we were 3-8 or 4-7, something like that, non-conference, and then we kind of gelled and got things going in the conference season, and were able to come away with the conference title for the first time in 19, 20 years, something like that, for North Central. So, and then obviously last year we had great success the entire year. A lot of national recognition, and ended up making it to the Final Four. And then this year was a lot tougher, obviously, than the past couple of years, but I still had fun. Love the group of guys that we have out there, and it's going to be tough to see them all go next year. Disappointed in the way the year went overall, but still could have been a lot worse, I guess.
That's a great point I think you made earlier about the fact that your freshman year, you guys started out a little shaky, and we try to draw comparisons between this year and that freshman year, where you guys really just ran through the conference table, and that's how you pushed yourself to the postseason tournament. This year, you couldn't quite get that rhythm in the conference tournament or the conference schedule. I mean, really, the season has been tough. I mean, the conference teams are just so good. I mean, you dropped a bad one against Millikan, but even teams like Millikan can pose fights against you guys for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I don't know if there's been some pretty good teams in the conference the years that I've been around, and I don't know if the best teams are as good as some of the best teams that have been around in the past couple of years, but it's definitely the deepest it's been since we've been here. Past couple of years, Millikan and North Park were, everyone was going to beat them. And this year they presented a little bit more of a challenge. Both of them are still the bottom 2 teams in the league, but they're much improved, at least I think so. And we struggled this year to get wins at home. The Millikan loss killed us, and not being able to take at least one from Carthage hurts. And Wesleyan's a pretty good team this year, and couldn't beat them at home either. Which you got to win those home games, especially in the conference, and unfortunately we weren't able to do so.
Well, you had that home win against Wheaton, which we just got off of, and Vince, you hit that gigantic shot with under a minute left to give you guys more of a cushion. It was a 2-point game. You hit the 3, it's a 5-point game, then you ice it out from there. What's going through your mind as you're running through those off-ball screens all the way around the court? You get that screen at the top of the key, you let that thing fly. What's going through your head?
Well, like Coach had said earlier, it was actually a backdoor play, and then that's kind of the second option, is me coming off that double screen. But it's a lot easier knowing that the shot clock is going down, so I know that I have to shoot it. I have no other choice. So there's really no conscience in my head. But when I let it go, I was kind of just like hoping it went in, If it goes in, this game's over, and if not, we still got a good chance to win. So there wasn't too much pressure on the shot, and I just felt good and in rhythm coming off the screen. So. And
you told us after the game that really you had nothing to lose. The team had nothing to lose. You weren't playing for a postseason berth in the conference tournament. Wheaton, essentially all the pressure's on Wheaton. You guys out there played very loose once you came back from that 10-0 deficit. What was the key to coming back from that early hole?
Yeah, I think we came out with just some jitters. We were just real psyched about senior night. We had a great crowd there. Wheaton brought a good amount of fans in. And we kind of got off. We were all over the place, scattered around on defense. Then once we called that timeout, got ourselves going, got a couple baskets, got right back in it, and just chipped away. And I think we actually had about 8-point lead with about 5 minutes left. So, yeah.
It was good to see for sure. And no matter what troubles the team goes through in a season, it's always nice to see the team win on senior night, especially against your arch rival. Let's hear from a few more players on the big win against the Thunder in this week's What's the Word.
It's been a real long season, I think, for all of us, and it feels great just to come out here and get a W. Great atmosphere tonight. I can't thank the fans enough for coming out. My parents were here, grandparents, friends. And everyone was like, I know everyone was the same, so it was a great night. We just ran some plays for different guys on the perimeter a little bit. You know, we got some big help from David Robinson off the bench. He got some points inside. We got a lot of help from the young underclassmen. So, I mean, we learned a lot from the seniors, so we can just build off of that.
So, Vince, part of the senior class, 4 players leaving, and really there's been a lot of change in this program over the course of your 4 years, and I look over to one of your assistant coaches, Aaron Tickness, who graduated last year, and he tweeted out, at Coach Tickness, in case you want to follow him on Twitter. He's taking this coaching thing very seriously. He said, think about it. NCC seniors have seen a gym with no bleachers to a gym with new floors, rims, and bleachers. Hashtag greatness, hashtag thank you. But anyway, seriously, I mean, a lot of change in this program over the years. I mean, what's been your favorite part of watching the program evolve since you got to Naperville?
I would probably say the amount of support that we have in the community and just our school. I remember we came in our freshman year and we would play in when we played in the conference tournament, we would go around and actually me and Aaron and some of the seniors, Brian Evans, Mike Winans, we would go around and knocking on people's doors, telling them to come out to the games. And now we come out and senior night, we got whatever we had, 5-7 record, and the gym is packed. And I mean, it's just a really nice feeling knowing fans are supporting us no matter what's going on.
And Jack, looking over at Elmhurst to finish up the season, you can finish up with an even record in the conference. Obviously, you want to win that game against Elmhurst. This is a team that you beat earlier in the season at home. What were the keys in that game that you're trying to take over to Elmhurst on Saturday?
Oh, I mean, we played pretty solid defensively against Elmhurst, and you know, I believe Landon had a pretty good game then, if I recall correctly. And
yeah, 24 points.
Yeah, whenever Landon gets going, it makes things a hell of a lot easier on everybody else. And you know, he's our go-to guy, and hopefully he can get it going. And it'll be real nice if we could get that win. And struggled early, but if we finish up with the win on Saturday, I believe that means we went 5-2 the second half of the conference, which is not a bad way to end the year. So.
Something to work on.
Yeah.
And I mentioned Landon scored 25. It's actually Vince who scored 24.
I was
in that. You were going to correct me. Very nice.
I was going to let it slide.
Landon scored 19. Landon, 5th all-time leading scorer, has a chance for 4th. Vince, you career leader in steals, a fantastic career. And Jack, we will see you next year at Gregory Arena. Guys, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it for this episode, but be sure to tune in again same time next week. Our most recent episodes of the Cardinal Report are also available on demand on our website, nctv17.com. I'm Justin Zipser. Thanks for watching.